grab this.
Okay.
I'm with Poolside Podcast York. I'm here to record just a whole big episode, so this will take like 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay.
So you are?
Madhouse Mexi.
And how did you get that kick-ass nickname?
I'm Mexican, and we're all mad here.
Anyway, so what got you into Derby?
I was recruited at Arts Fest in Harrisburg in 2009.
Oh wow! So you're definitely not fresh meat?
No.
No. How's it been for the past 8 years in Derby?
Good. Hectic sometimes, but awesome enough that I've been in it 8 years.
Well, I was gonna say, no, 2009 was 8 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what keeps you coming back to doing Derby?
Wanting to stay sane,
Yeah.
mostly. Yeah.
How does it get hard mitigating the schedule of Derby with the rest of your life?
I mean, after a while, no, you just kind of learn how to form everything around it, work schedules, kids, that kind of stuff.
Oh wow, your mom too?
Of 3.
Oh my god, I see. I feel like that's a big thing here in Derby. Is like there are a lot of moms that do this, and then on top of that, they work and stuff. Like,
Oh, yeah.
way to kick ass.
Oh, thanks.
That's pretty awesome. So terrifying, but I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super simple. I promise. Thank you. I
No
appreciate
problem.
it. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Grab some wall. You are?
I'm Ruby Rucker.
Yeah. How'd you get your nickname?
My maiden name is actually Ruby, and I love to hit people. So yeah.
That's weird. I think my grandma's maiden name was her regular name was Ruby. That's cool. So how did you end up in Derby?
I actually watched Derby for a long, long time before I actually got the guts to come and play. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really want to travel too far, and I found out that Devour was creating a league here in York and gave it a go and never looked back since.
That's awesome. How long has that been?
I was here for the very beginning, so I would say, what is it, like 4 or 5 years?
Wow. So you're definitely not fresh meat. You're a long-time veteran. That's awesome.
Yes, I'm very rotting meat.
Yeah. So it was just you're from York, so you were really happy to have a York team?
Yep, born and raised.
That's awesome. And what keeps you coming back to do Derby?
It's an addiction.
Yeah.
You just love it.
Yeah,
You start it and you just love it. You live, eat, breathe, sweat, dream. You get 32 women that are your sisters, and any given day you call them and you need them and they're there.
That's awesome. It's like you're a tribe of women that could beat me up
Pretty much,
pretty
yeah.
easily.
Yes.
So that's very cool. Well, I appreciate it very much. Are you like a mom on top of this and all kinds of crazy? Do you have a more ridiculous schedule that I shouldn't have been late this morning?
I actually am a mom. I got pregnant my first season in, and then I taught fresh meat while I was pregnant, and then 2 weeks after I gave birth, I came back and started playing again.
I think as I got older, my anxieties were so high that even you just teaching on in there on shoes, I would probably freak out.
I was 8-9 months pregnant teaching girls how to hit. So.
Oh my god, that's too tough. I think I've just lost my A-type personality in my later years. Good lord. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate
You're
your
welcome.
time. Send somebody else over, please.
All right.
Cool. Just grab somebody.
I should take this out.
Yeah, it might help to take your mouth guard out. So, who are you?
I'm Clutch.
Clutch.
Yes.
How'd you get that sweet nickname?
Because growing up, that was a term that my brothers and I used when you do your job, and where you need to be. So Clutch with a K because I'm Kate.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's thoughtful.
Yeah.
It's so painful.
I know.
I think, from standing on the sidelines, it definitely looks way more painful than
Hearing
it
the
probably
bodies hit the floor.
is. Yeah, it sounds terrifying. But so how long have you been in Derby?
About 4 years.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
got you into it?
To be honest, I was driving by one day. I was looking for an aggressive sport. And I drove past. There was a bunch of women standing out on the corner. And I was like, it's one of two things. And I looked it up, and they were playing roller derby.
Oh.
So.
Was that here?
Yeah.
Here in York?
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
I looked them up and messaged them about coming in, and I came once, and I have not left.
Wow. What keeps you in? Just it's a great way to get your aggression out?
Yeah, it's fun, and it gives you a good sense of purpose because you're here for yourself to improve yourself, but you also have your teammates who are depending on you. Mm-hmm. So it kind of keeps you accountable.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, well, do you have crazy time constraints too that you're managing this inside of?
Well, of course, work. I mean, at one point I was working 12 days straight with no days off, 16-hour days, and
What do you do?
I was working at the blood bank. I'm a phlebotomist.
Oh.
Professional vampire.
That's
so.
rough.
Yeah.
That sounds like, I don't like needles.
Yeah, but we have like law enforcement, we have nurses, we have everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Yeah, take somebody in. I appreciate it. I don't like being jabbed with things inside of me. Hello. I was gonna say you were showing off, and then you were about to like screw up and break your head open. So I'm going to take it. This small thing is yours.
This
she looks just like you. Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Brianna.
Hi, Brianna. Are you gonna be in Derby like your mom is?
Yeah.
One of these days. There you go.
The small terror.
So I was just who are you?
My name is Alyssa. Derby name is Johnny Slays.
Okay, where's that from?
Johnny Slays is actually a play off of a rapper, Redman, who also goes by Johnny Blaze.
Yeah.
Johnny Blaze, Johnny Slays.
Makes sense. That makes sense. That's cool. What got you into Derby?
Derby, it was actually just something that I had seen crazy internet video like years and years ago, and I knew that we had a local league for a couple years, but didn't have time to ever make it to practices, and kind of stars aligned and got to make it out, and I've been doing it for a year now.
Oh, that's awesome. So, well, I was gonna say, after a year, are you still fresh meat, or does that
No.
how long does that go until that passes?
Fresh meat goes on for as long as you want it to go on. We have a set of minimum skills that we have to pass before we can move up to the big kids.
Oh.
So, depending on, when you make the cut and learn the things.
Well, I was gonna say, apart from meeting your daughter, what keeps you in Derby?
Derby, these lovely people that like to hit me sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Everyone here is fantastic. They're all people that I've come to know and love, and they all are very much part of my.
Well, good. Whoa, you're a dude?
Yeah, we got a couple of them.
Yeah, I heard the guys can skate now, and how did that come across? Well, actually, who are you? First.
My name is Mike. They call me Dap. They gave me that name.
Dap?
Yeah, they said I dressed nice, so they named me the Dapper Asian, and it kind of stuck.
Oh,
wasn't my choice, but
I got you. That's cool. Well, yeah. So explain that real quick. How long has it been since dudes could do roller derby?
I don't know when they started letting the guys do it, but it's been going on long before me.
Yeah. And well, I was gonna say, I think everyone that's just vaguely familiar with roller derby remembers the big late '70s, early '80s pop, where it was
Almost like the WWF
for ladies on roller skates, which is pretty fascinating. But no, that's cool though. So as a guy on a rink full of ladies, what can you do?
Basically anything. The skates have a weird way of evening out the playing field.
Yeah.
And I know I'm the only one here today, but there's about 4 of us that practice with York, and we are trying to establish a men's team and another different rule set co-ed league. But there are a lot of men's leagues in the United States, mostly in the big cities. Have you heard of the Philadelphia Hooligans?
No.
Baltimore has the Harm City Havoc.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So I've played with them and scrimmaged with them.
I was gonna say
they have their own league too.
Does it get less violent in men's leagues? Because I mean, I feel like that'd be the biggest worry. Giant men on roller skates.
No, it's just as violent. Maybe the men bring a different aspect to it.
Yeah.
Just because, but it's pretty much a rough sport.
That's cool, man.
But
yeah,
it's the same rule set.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
their league is called MRDA Murda, but it's pretty much the same rule set as the WFTDA.
Oh, okay, cool. So what got you into derby?
I don't know. I just came and checked it out one day and tried it out, and I was hooked.
Yeah.
They say it's one of those things where you know if you do it once and it's for you, you'll be hooked. And I've been doing it ever since. I love it.
That's awesome, man. And that I was gonna say, so yeah, that kind of passion, it just inflamed a passion in you, and that's why you stick with it. Mm-hmm. So, are you from York as well?
I'm from the Mechanicsburg area right now.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, that's cool.
I plan on moving up here eventually.
You should. It's a
I
great
know
place.
you interviewed my wife. We just got married in June. So
Wait, who's your wife?
Kate.
Oh,
Clutch.
okay.
The
Yes.
tall
Okay.
one.
I got you. That's awesome, man.
But we're moving back up here. But yeah, we make the drive,
Yeah. No, it's.
and then
it's
we
totally
practice. We practice with other teams. That's the thing about the whole community. Like if you go out of state or you go to go on vacation or whatever, you can find the local team and go in and practice with them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Well,
they're always cool with that.
I was gonna say, I think I was watching a video yesterday about it. They said there's something like 375 established leagues all across the world. So it seems like everywhere you
That
go.
sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like everywhere you go, Derby's there, and it's like like it's doing nothing but gaining popularity. Like people are into it. So,
Yeah. It's a very competitive sport, and it's picking up popularity. I got the feeling that it's gonna be mainstream. Right now is a good time to get into it because you don't have like your Deion Sanders and pros like that really up in the playing field.
Yeah. I guess.
So you have an age range of 18 to 47.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I think it really is on the up and up.
Yeah, and it's definitely it seems like a rock solid family event no matter what. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, like you were saying in the 70s or whenever it started, it was kind of just a show, you know, like the WWF kind of thing, and then they really started tweaking the rules and upgrading every year. They tweak it a little bit to make it more competitive, safer.
Oh, that's cool, man. So, well, I appreciate your time. You want to go tag somebody in?
Sure.
Cool. Well, hello there. It's Devour team creator, founder.
Yes.
Are you the only founder around here, or?
I am the only founding member. I had some help. Ruby Record helped me, but it was my idea to bring Derby to York.
Yeah, and that was, what, 4 years ago now?
Yes.
5 years, no 4.
2013. April
Wow.
2013 was our first practice week.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
So, what possessed you to get into Derby?
My husband's friend from school was playing for, sorry.
You're good. No, I totally
I'm so
get you. I got
tired.
up I went to bed at like 3:30 after work, and then had to come here. So
We
yeah.
had a wedding yesterday, so it was
No, I get
shenanigans. A friend of mine, my husband's friend from school, she was playing she was a new skater in Harrisburg. And they nagged me for about 6 months, and so I finally went to see a game, and I showed up the next recruitment night.
And that was it.
I've been playing since,
Yeah.
So going on, I'm in almost through my 7th season.
Wow.
So
That's so. Like, I know on top of this, your mom, you have like a full life. What keeps you into it? Like, what keeps you driving to keep this? It seems like the girls on the arena are a new family of yours, and you're managing this family and then your own, and
yeah, it's a lot. It's aggression therapy,
yeah,
so I kind of stick around for that aspect. It's cheaper
yeah,
than paying an actual therapist.
yeah, and it's cheaper
So,
than
I mean-
paying a fine.
Yeah, cheaper than paying a fine. I get to come beat on my friends, and they beat on me, and at the end of the day, we're good.
That's awesome. So, what? So you have a charity game coming up October 21st at
Yes.
5 p.m. here at Rollerway on
Yes.
Vander Avenue.
Yep.
And who's that against? And is it?
It's actually a mixture of us. It's skaters from all over the state of PA.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be a high level game. We're hoping to fill some slots from surrounding leagues. We're going to get some feelers out today to fill those holes, but most of it is all of our vet skaters who have been skating for 2 years plus.
Oh, okay.
And then a few of the guys that we have, a few of them are missing. It's Saturday. We have a late practice on Saturday, so it's just becoming little stuff on footwork. Mm-hmm. But we're hoping to fill it with some higher level players
And
to make it fun.
well, I was talking to Dap about that. There's 375 leagues worldwide, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
How many teams are in Pennsylvania?
Oh, good Lord, I don't know.
It seems like everywhere. Like
There's
it
a lot.
seems You go you go maybe 25 miles. If there's a roller rink, there's definitely a derby team.
Yeah, there is. And locally in York County, it's York and then Hanover, and then above us we have Harrisburg, and over in Lancaster County we have Lancaster. There's one in Reading. If you go any further south, there's Baltimore, which is Charm City. Mm-hmm. But in PA, I'm going to probably say maybe, I don't know, 15, 20, 30.
Wow. Yeah, like
And then we have a state team, which I play for.
really.
Yes, we have a state team, and we have Battle of the All-Stars every year in Hatfield,
Oh,
right
okay.
outside of Philly. So it's a weekend-long tournament from all over, like the people you register from states. We accept so many. So last year there was like Hawaii and Texas and all them guys, and this year we're waiting to see who puts in a bid to play.
That's awesome.
So.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, how many members does YCDD have right now?
35, 40?
Yeah.
I lose track.
Yeah. Well, just give me the briefest run through of how a game works.
You have 14 people from each team on the floor. Not on the floor, but on your benches, you're allowed to have 14. On the floor at each time, you have 5 players from each team. So you have 1 jammer, a pivot, and 3 blockers. The pivot can also act as a jammer if there's a star pass.
Okay.
So the helmet panty from the jammer has to come off and be passed to the pivot legally for that to be an active jammer. The jammer's objective is to, 1, pass everyone legally and get lead jam. 2, make your initial pass and collect your points and call it off.
So, like, well, that was the thing is, like, I've been to bouts down at Hanover, and, like, when you get into the front and you get lead jammer, should you keep going? Like, if you have a massive amount of momentum and you're just, like,
You keep going.
able to lap
Yeah, you have
people,
to. You have to keep going in order to get your points. So your first pass is your initial pass, and then your second pass is when you start scoring points.
Oh.
Yes. So you get a point for each person's hips that you pass legally. Okay. You can get a 5th point if you lap the jammer.
Okay.
So, and there's all kinds of other strategical things where you can actually get an extra point on your initial pass and blah blah blah. It's a lot. There's a lot of rules.
Well, I feel like coming the 21st, like, bring your kids, hang out, and check it out, and then if it, like, it's really hard to get people to, like, I mean, I can't understand football at all, but I'm sure if I sat and paid attention to it, I'd get it.
Yeah.
It's like, look, just give it a couple tries.
Yeah.
You'll really like it, and
Yeah.
the amount of effort you guys do out in the community, like. I think the first time I ran into Heather was June, and that was when you were working. You guys were at the Holy Hound for First Friday.
Yep.
That was the first Friday of June, and then I know you were all pouring beer at the the food trucks event. Like,
Yep. We do those every year. I enjoy doing those. I like pouring beer.
Yeah, you're super involved. I feel like this is a great way to break the ice because I am until the moment I walked in here, I was legitimately anxiously terrified of you.
Why?
Because I just...
Am I a scary human being?
I feel like you could just beat me up.
You're not the only person that feels that way. It's weird. I'm not scary. I'm not intimidating. I don't know.
I feel like you could...
I think maybe it's the RBF.
Maybe. Yeah, I feel like you could just... I feel like even beyond the violence, I feel like it'd just be like you would say that one thing that is absolutely poignant and just crush my foundations as a human. I just get that feeling from you, and I don't get that feeling from many people.
I'm very good at verbally assaulting people.
Yeah. So.
Not that I do it very often. I try not to. I try to be a nice person, but if you push the wrong button, it doesn't end up well for you.
I gotcha.
I'm either your best friend or your worst enemy.
Well, no, that's awesome. So everybody come down on the 21st. This is all. I mean, this is great. You've organized this. You did the thing, and you follow through with it. Like, that's awesome. You know, that in itself, beyond like, I am really fascinated with Derby as of right now because like, it is really cool, and it's a really good place for everybody to just like. It's a great way to. It's not a great way to get fit, but it's a great part of a fitness plan.
It is a great way to get fit.
Yeah, like.
Period. There's a lot of people that, like some of our skiers that aren't here. We have Kitty, who when she first came, she was probably 80, 90 pounds overweight, and within a year, she dropped all of that.
Yeah.
So it's
good though. Like that's awesome, and it seems like it seems like it's something it's super well matched for female physiology. Like it just everything fits, and you get to be violent. And you don't get to punch each other in the face, which is awesome. But like it seems like it's such a great thing, and that's awesome. And everybody I know that does it just took it on and flourished.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
It takes anyone really. I mean, as long as you're willing to come and put in the work, you will make it. It's not for someone who just wants to come and have a little hobby. This is something serious. It's a lot of commitment and dedication to both the league, the community, and yourself.
Oh gosh.
So,
And are you a lifetime York native?
oh yeah, born raised in North York.
Oh, I got you. I got you. No, yeah. Well, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
I appreciate your time, sincerely.
problem.
I'm really glad to actually talk to you in person because
Anytime.
digitally it's hard to read you. It's easy to read your words. It's just hard to read you. So I'll cut that out. But yeah, if you want to send somebody over, go ahead. Thank you. Hey. Hey. Grab this. Talk into it.
I don't have a Derby name yet. Don't ask me.
Oh, I won't. Hey, Heather. Oh my God.
Hi.
You're wearing a Doctor Who shirt.
Yeah, man.
This Heather. This is. I think you've come up like I don't know 7 or 8 times on the podcast now because of guests and prior
That's
conversations.
creepy.
It is. Well, you've always hovered around my friend circle.
Yeah, I
Dated
guess.
us. No. Anyway, no, I'll cut all that out. Anyway, I feel like you're super anxious, so I need to work into that. But how long have you been in Derby? This is your first or second year in Derby now?
I started in April, so not a full year yet, but
Yeah. So you are still fresh meat.
I'm very fresh meat.
Yeah.
I don't have a name yet.
Yeah. Well.
Someday.
That's still cool though. It's like we ran into each other. You started in April. And 2 months later, we ran into each other first Friday.
Yeah.
And like I've been impressed with the way that you're going with us. You're very super dedicated to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to recruit everyone
You should.
because it's awesome.
What drew you to doing Derby?
Well, one of my best friends is on the team. She's not here today, but her Derby name is Slam.
Nope.
And she's been trying to recruit me for like 3 years now. And I finally listened to her because I was intimidated. But there's no reason to be. It's awesome. Everyone's great.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody has that thing like where they find something super fascinating, and if it's a communal, like this is a very communal thing more than obviously. And so if that like they see a community and having to take that step and put a foot into somebody else's community, it's always a weird feeling. But like people get scared of that.
It wasn't weird though. Everyone was very welcoming right away.
So
it was really nice.
So you just decided, forget it, I'm gonna go and do it. I'm gonna try it out, and then you just loved it.
Yep, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's awesome. What do you do on top of this? Because like I know you have regular life and job. And
I'm
stuff.
a nurse too,
Ooh.
which is stressful, and this really helps me feel less stressed.
Oh, I thought of that the other day because I was watching the new Tick on Amazon, and Arthur's sister is a nurse who also does roller derby in the series.
Really?
And I thought of you immediately.
I'll have to watch it.
I was like, I think Heather's a nurse. That's cool. Yeah, check it out.
Awesome.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah, but you're a York native, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you're glad that we have a team here.
Yes,
That's
very
awesome.
much so.
So
It's
but,
awesome.
I had another question for you. I forget what it was. It was actually relevant. So, how long do you plan on playing until you're dead?
Yes.
More than likely.
Until I die.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't die out here, but
Yeah. Well, it just seems like a great place to get in, and like it's super supportive. You have your hive, and everybody's activities are intertwined, and you're doing all your things.
yeah, it's great.
You're like a band that doesn't play. You're like one of those old hippie bands.
We're like a girl gang.
Yeah. Totally.
Plus some guys.
I was gonna say, don't say that because Dap was here too. He's a dude.
Yeah.
And he's very informative.
He's not
dude,
easy
too.
to hit. He's very tall.
He is. From looking at him over here, like, yeah,
yeah.
he's way tall. He's the tallest person on the field right now. So,
Yeah.
That's awesome though, but that's a disadvantage because in Derby you want to be low and you want to get low and you want to stay as low as possible.
Yeah.
And it's kind of be hard for him to crunch up and really get low.
It's really funny if a taller person gets hit by a smaller person because they hit them like right at below their center of gravity and
That's
knock
awesome.
them out. It's
Yeah.
really fun to watch.
I gotcha. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you. I don't think I've hit everybody yet.
Nope. You have,
No.
I think, one more.
Well, hello.
Hello. What, I just hold it?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like
perfect.
it's like a phone, but it's a microphone.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, you're good. No, who are you?
I am Mrs. Garrett.
Mrs.
Garrett?
Garrett. That's your Derby name?
Yes.
Why isn't it seems so not vile, not pushing the
Well,
envelope?
it's number one because I'm the meet coach here.
Oh.
So I take care of teaching the new girls how to skate. Mm-hmm. But also because I'm one of the older girls. I'm 47.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I was going to say I figured you'd be a little like 34, 35.
Yeah, no, well, thank you.
at
You're my best friend now.
No, you're like that's the thing though. Let's talk about that real quick because Dap pointed out that he uses high numbers 47, so I'm assuming he meant you. What's that? Like, I'm 32. I was too tired to wake up this morning. How do you keep the energy to come in and do this? And
Actually, I skate probably 3 or 4 times a week.
really?
So I'm usually here 2 nights a week, and I skate elsewhere. I shuffle skate a couple nights a week.
Uh-huh.
So the more you skate, the more energy you have.
Oh, well, I definitely agree. It just like it's really cool that there's no. It just seems like there's no limits apart from whatever you put on yourself here.
Absolutely.
Like any time that you feel like you're not making progress in this sport of derby, like it's just you and your mental block, because obviously anybody can do this and be in it for as long as they want.
A lot of it is overcoming your own mental barriers.
Yeah.
Especially in a sport like this, you are your worst enemy.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of times people are afraid to try things because it is fear-based. The nice thing about an environment like this is we have the support of others. So if I'm having difficulty doing something or I'm frustrated or whatever, I can talk to my teammates and they'll help me through it.
Yeah.
So it's a nice environment of camaraderie here.
That's really awesome. Like that whole family vibe that everybody has going on here from being teammates and stuff. It's really solid. And it's like sometimes you see people that are doing this kind of stuff in their free time and they're like, yeah, I'm a teammate or whatever, and they just don't have that kind of like heart and fervor behind it.
Exactly.
Like adult whatever baseball leagues and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's really cool. So what keeps you in it?
Honestly, I think it's the relationships that I've built here that keep me in it.
Yeah.
More than anything else. I mean, I certainly enjoy the sport, and I enjoy watching it evolve as it grows and becomes more popular. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it is definitely the relationships that you build within your team that keep you here.
Wow, that's really how long have you been doing derby?
I've been here. I think this is going to be my 3rd year here.
Yeah.
I was with another league in Hanover for a couple years as fresh meat. And I came down here because my derby wife had transferred here. She lived in York, so it was closer for her to be here. So I transferred down here to be with her because she was my best friend in the world. So.
Oh, I got you. Well, I was gonna say you air quoted derby wife, so I wasn't sure how to approach that. Like you were just the best of friends. And
yeah, in the derby world, they call it your best friend, the one that looks out for you and helps you remember to pick up your gear or takes you to practice, or they're usually considered your derby wives.
Oh, that's
so.
Cool. Yeah. I get that. I had a climbing husband, so
there you go.
My previous climbing partner came really close to catching me when I fell off a cliff. So I mean,
there you go. So you get it.
He was standing at the bottom. It was just, I'm glad he didn't catch me because he was he was much smaller than I am. But that's wonderful, and that's really exciting. And come out and check out a match, and if you like it, dig it.
Absolutely.
I feel like you have that super positive vibe of like if you just want to do something, get over yourself and do it.
Absolutely. We're always looking for new skaters.
So yeah, you just had a open recruitment a couple of weeks ago. So.
Yep. People are more than welcome to drop in and watch a practice if it's something they think they're interested in trying.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it, and it seems like it's not even. It seems like the first time you have to spend for gear is a little much because you're putting a lot into skates, but those are your lifeline.
Yes.
And
it's
not bad.
When you come in for fresh meat, we have helmets here you can borrow and knee pads and that sort of thing. But I always encourage everyone to, number one, get skates as soon as they can and get their own gear as soon as they can, because then it's yours and.
Yeah, you don't have you're not. You don't have sweaty knees all up in you. That's a good way to get staff.
Yeah.
No, but I think it's like that's good though, because I played roller hockey as a kid, and none of us had pads, and we didn't have the time or the to dig into collecting all that gear up. So this seems like the biggest thing is getting skates, and then after that it's just a little bit here and a little bit there, and give it time. If you're willing, it's definitely worth the time.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
All right. Thank you.
It's wonderful. No, you can't.
Scary.
Yeah. Well, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Who are you?
My name's Jessica.
And do you have a derby name yet?
No, I'm a fresh meat.
That's exciting. I guess that's kind of offensive for me to even ask that. Like I worried about that yesterday and I was writing my list of questions. I was like, should I even ask if they're fresh meat?
No, it's
It could
okay.
hurt your feelings.
No,
So, I'm
Proud to be fresh meat.
Yeah, that's awesome. How long have you been in Derby? How long have you been with the Derby Dames? Actually?
5 months.
Ooh, what possessed you to come on?
Well, probably like a year and a half ago, I was going through a rough patch of my life. My boss at the time, we were going through resumes because we were hiring somebody on, and somebody put on their resume like as one of their activities that they were doing roller derby. And my boss was like, I think this would be good for you, like a nice outlet. And I was like, yeah, but I don't know how to skate.
Yeah.
So then a year later, I was sitting on my couch and I was like, I need to start doing something active. So I was like, why don't I just like look it up? And actually at the time I didn't know York was forming a team because they're pretty new. So 2 days after I turned 25, I came to the recruitment night.
Wow.
So quarter century life crisis.
Well, there you go. Well, I was just saying, that's making the assumption we make it. I don't know. By that time, I think we'll make it to 200. So our midlife crisis will come at 100.
Yeah.
We'll do old stuff. We'll go buy groceries we don't need or something weird like that. But no, that's really cool. I wondered because I had a big fit of I had a massive depression like 3 years ago. Got in a really bad spot and finally started climbing. Went to the climb gym and like everything broke and I lost like 185 pounds, something like that. It was just crazy, and it seems like that's what it is for everybody here. It's just like one day you see it somewhere or you see a group of girls outside of a skate rink and you're like, oh, let's go do that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So that's really cool though. So after did this like definitely get you into a like super positive place? After you decided to
Absolutely.
do it?
I felt like I had a family, so I'm not originally from the area.
Oh, yeah?
And I think at my age, at least, it's hard to meet people.
Yeah.
And I'm not too much into like the bar scene, so even then I'm just like, well, all I have is like Netflix as my friend.
It's a great friend and it's got all you need, but it doesn't like to go outside. That's
Right.
not a good friend at all. So, yeah, no, that is cool though, because, yeah, that is that odd spot. Like, I'm 32. If I had to go make friends, it's not going to happen. Like,
Right.
apart from this, I don't make any effort to go out and meet people, which is totally lazy of me. I really should just reevaluate my life. No, but seriously, like, that's cool though. So where are you from if you're not from New York?
I'm originally from Bucks County, around
Oh.
the Philadelphia area.
Oh.
Came out here for a job.
You're in that weird spot that's like not Philadelphia, but
Right.
not Reading.
But you say Philly, so people like know
Yeah.
the general area, but you're not. I'm not actually in Philly.
That's cool though, and I'm glad that we have a team here now, and it just fit for you. That's
Yeah.
great.
No, it's great.
Are you
Great
gonna?
support
I was just
system.
saying, are you gonna do it till you're old and dead?
Probably.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, more than likely.
Just
Yeah.
Perfect fit.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate your time.
No problem.
Cool. I do believe that is everybody.